Hello, we're team number 5, and this is our podcast. We're gonna present our team, and starting with me, my name is Ana Valeria Hernandez. I'm 18 years old, currently studying high school. I'm actually in my last year of high school at Prepatec Campus Guadalajara. I speak a little bit of French, English, and Spanish, of course. I love to travel and to learn about new cultures.
Well, my name is Mateo Hernandez. I'm 18 years old also. I'm from Puebla. I'm also a high school student in my last year. And I consider myself to be a very open minded person, open to new experiences, to new people. And now I consider myself a atheist. So I have a very open mind.
Hi, my name is Luis Gerardo Moreno. I'm 16. I'm from Estado de Mexico. Also on my last year of high school. I have three obsessions in my life, like books, music, and movies. I consider myself as a nice person. Maybe I don't talk too much, but I like people.
My name is Santiago Santillán Chavez. I'm 18 years old. I live in Mexico City. I love to do exercise and to play video games. I think I'm a very open-minded person because I like the impact of multiculturalism in the world, and also my religion is agnostic, so I'm very open-minded to other religions. Therefore, we're going to present our analysis and our opinion about the multiculturalism that we experience over the two people that we interviewed over the subjects of multiculturalism and migration.
We will be talking a lot about migration since we believe that migration is a process that requires you to have a multicultural experience where you moving even to another state in the same country can be a really challenging thing to do since there's a lot of different food culture, maybe if you move to another country the language. So we interviewed two persons. One is a French teacher and the other one is my sister who moved from Puebla to Mexico. And from what we interviewed from these people, we could see that moving to another place at the first might be super scary, but whenever you get used to living there, you get used to the customs, to the traditions people have, to the food, even to the way you talk. From what I saw with my sister and what I can conclude is that this experience really makes you change your whole perspective on how you interact and relate with people.
I think it's a very common thing to adapt to other people's traditions and like other people quotidian lives because it's necessary to consume and even enjoy other people's language and culture.
Oh, if I can have the word, I would like to say that we have to keep in mind that moving out from your own country to another, it's a tough experience since the language is an enormous barrier between cultures. But if we have the effort and we try to be more open-minded, we can acknowledge different perspectives and acknowledge cultures and maybe as ours, or try to be more culture diverse and open-minded.
So, regarding all the things that you've said, I 100% agree with you. So, let me now tell you a little bit about our first person that we interviewed. She's my French teacher. Well, she was. She was born in France and she came to Mexico like 20 years ago with her 4-month-old baby. And she didn't really decided to come here, but she needed to choose this country because her husband is Mexican. So she came, leaving behind her family, her culture, her environment, and she always tells me like all the challenges she had to face when coming here, but also she had like a lot of advantages. She says in the interview just because she was a white woman. So that is really interesting. What can you say about your sister, Mateo?
Well, it wasn't that challenging to her moving, and yes, there were a little bit of these clashes that she had between the people and how to transport herself. It was really hard for her at the beginning, but once she got used to living there, then it got really easy for her. Considering that she also had to interact with a lot of people that are not even from from where she moved, which is Ciudad de Mexico. There's also a lot of people in Ciudad de Mexico that are from other parts of the country that moved there, and there's really you can appreciate the multiculturalism since all of these cultures gather in one place in a specific, and you get like the whole complete experience of getting to interact with people from different cultures. So now I would like also to mention that from what I've learned with these interviews and in my experience in general, is that most of the times it may also be hard to adapt to some place in a specific because of the stereotypes that you might have of that place. Like maybe you may think that Mexican food is really spicy, or maybe that I don't know, in United States people are really aggressive and racist, and you get these whole stereotypes that at the end, when you get to live there, you can realize and get your own criteria of if this is true or this isn't true. Like you need to live, but also to be open-minded with the people from there to get like the complete story, not just one part of the story. I don't know what you guys think.
Well, I think that well, it was very harsh to the to your professor, well, to your teacher, to move here. But I think that even though it was harsh, the culture of Mexico and France, it's relatively relatable because they both share a lot of things, and even though there are a lot of differences, in the moment you overcome them, you should be able to enjoy the multiculturality of that country. I think that the most harsh or the most difficult thing to overcome should be the language barrier. But like her husband was a Mexican, I think it wasn't a lot of trouble. But I think the traditions and quotidian things of people would be the most difficult thing to adapt. But even though the multiculturality of Mexico has a lot of diversity, she should be able now to enjoy all of it. I don't think what Luis thinks.
Well, we've talked about how difficult it is to move to another place and all the good and bad experiences that comes with. But well, I think we should talk about how us Mexicans should try to support and well keep a balance of stories. Try to understand well with Ana Valeria as teacher. Try to understand how difficult it is to move from France, and with Mateo's sister to understand that even though she's also Mexican, it's completely different from Estado de Mexico to Puebla. It's different cultures, different manners, different way to use the language, and well, it's completely different, and we should try to understand their stories, they to understand ours, and have well this balance of stories.
I think that with this whole experience and this whole interaction that we had, even between us, what I can get from this whole conversation and the activities and the class is that we should always try to be understanding of others And with the knowledge I have acquired of multiculturalism and cultural identity from everyone, I think that I can use this forward to get along better and have better relationships with people from different cultures.